Okay, everyone, welcome back to another weekly watch list video. So I was on vacation last week and, had a great week. Really everything that we researched on the weekend, our weekly watch list video, our Sunday picks for the week, our technical analysis last week was absolutely spot on, including all our morning briefings. So even though I was on vacation for the entire week, I did not skip a beat. Every single day, I was in Discord. I was, doing our morning routine, all our previews, everything. Nothing stopped for me. So the stock market, even though I was on vacation, I like to, stay in the game. I like to stay in so I don't, take a week off and then need a little bit more time to get acclimated. So that is not going to be an issue. So, totally dialed in, really called the market last week. Very good. So, and also when I'm on vacation, like just a creature of habit, that's what I am. I still had to work out almost every day, ride a bike, take a run. These kind of things I don't like to, take off of. So anyway, that's a little bit about me, my vacation. Also had a tremendous week, very green on the week, 5 straight green days. And we saw inflation data on Wednesday and Thursday with the CPI and the PPI. Very good. So that was great news for the overall market. We were consolidating before coming into those prints, and then we broke out. So that's a great sign of things to, possibly come in the market. But anyway, let's get right into it. This is the earnings for the week. So it's been up on the screen for a while. I'm sure you guys have been looking at it. We have Walmart and Target, BJ's, Kohl's. So all the big box retailers have earnings this week. As far as the economic data for the week, this is what we have. What's popping out to me is retail sales at 8:30 on Wednesday and the FOMC minutes release at 2 p.m. on Wednesday. So Wednesday is a big economic data day. It's funny, it usually falls on a Wednesday. For whatever reason, you get some lower volume the days leading up, which we saw last week. And then we saw, Wednesday and Thursday with those numbers. So, not a crazy economic data week. Earnings, not really huge. A lot of retail earnings, which is good. But, overall, the real big inflation numbers that we saw, that was last week, the week before with the jobs report. So anyway, that's the economic data for the week. And by the way, if you're trading, day trading, you need to know not just our country, but you need to know if there's any big economic data on the European markets or like Germany, UK, Japan. Just be aware of when those come out because it can influence the market just a little bit. So keep an eye on that. This is a beautiful, week. So 1 day relative performance, all green, all the sectors. 1 week relative performance, all green, all the sectors. Last week, our weekly watch list video, I said energy and oil. That was going to be a huge performer on the week. And what do you know? It was the best performer on the week. So that brings me to, sometimes I have to take a little bit of a victory lap, right? I do a lot of work, a lot of research. Like you guys to know that the research I do, may work out. So XLE, let's see if the 200 moving out, this is last week, can hold and oil gets a bounce. The strong U.S. jobs and labor market suggests the economy is not in recession and demand should continue which may move energy prices higher. So the jobs number we saw, not this Friday that just passed, but the previous Friday before I made our video, was an amazing jobs report. So off of that jobs report, I really had some strong conviction in the XLE. So if we go over to the XLE, you already know by looking at the weekly performance on the XLE, we saw that beautiful move. Beautiful move. And what I was saying last week is we started to make a higher high here. So this pivot point here, we had made a higher high, hold on back, but we made what? A higher low. So what this is looking like to me is that perfect stair stepping up into our breakout. So I love XLE. I'm really liking this for a breakout at some point to make those higher highs. I don't know if we go back to these highs that we saw here back in June, but either way, if you can look at some oil companies, I really think that those are going to continue to see some nice performance right into the end of the year. So XLE, I really like. The technicals are showing very nicely. So that's why XLE was on my watch list last week. So that was my victory lap. One more that we actually had a very nice breakout of this trend line. And that was also posted over here. Right there, Meta looks like a stock that found a bottom. Wait and see if this triangle pattern breaks before taking a side. So that's what we were just on right here. Meta broke out of that. So now instead of red, a red downtrend line, I turn it green because a lot of times it'll break out, it will retest that trend line, and then it will continue up higher. So this one is going to be seeing resistance here at about 183. It saw it here, pulled back, and now it's consolidating a bit. But I like this one for a breakout. I think that this is setting up a really nice base. And I would not be shorting it, even though we are at resistance, as we did just break out of this trend line. So this does look like it could consolidate a bit before it breaks out or just breaks out. I like Meta long there. So just going back, that was just from last week, a couple of stocks that were on our watch list. But I like to start on our compass. This is the SPY. This was last week, right? So we were consolidating. We were consolidating back here. This was very similar. The patterns do not have to repeat. But a lot of times, these patterns that we see in the market, they tend to repeat. So that's why I like to look at these big time frames. What I'm seeing, and I'm in all the charts, so all 4 major indexes I've looked at already. And what I'm seeing is I'm seeing an RSI showing a very overbought level on the SPY. Just about on the Qs, on the DIA, which is the Dow Jones, and on the IWM, which is the small cap, the Russells. They're all hitting overbought territory. And what I'm seeing here is we have this downtrend line and we have the 200 moving average right there sitting at 131, including a weekly level of 430, which was being supported down here back in October. So what is the market doing? It broke out. It was a great breakout. That was really good to see, but now we're going to be coming into some more resistance. Will we just continue to go higher forever? Absolutely not. The RSI, when it tends to hit these oversold areas, they tend to pull on back. So that's where we are now. We're pretty extended off the 20 EMA. That being said, everything is looking good for the overall market, but the move for the breakout, that happened. So what we have to do now is you have to play a little bit of defense. You have to get creative right around here. So that's on the SPY, on the Qs. This is also what I see. So this trend line used to be red, and now I turn it green because we broke out of the trend line. We broke out of the trend line. We retested it on this day on Wednesday, and then continued higher. But what are we continuing higher to? An RSI that's just about at overbought territory. We have previous resistance, previous highs back in May, and we have the 200 moving average. So it's nice to see that these markets are breaking out. First, remember the tough part was to get over the 20, to get over the 50-day moving average. Now they're trying to come up to that 200-day moving average. That 200-day moving average that has acted as resistance on just about every major index this year. So we could see a move into this box here, but at this point, you have to get creative. Try to look at some things that may, have low beta type moves, not those high beta stocks that if you do get rejection here, all of a sudden you got long at the top and now we're pulling on back. So those intradays, keep in mind, see if there's some dip buy opportunities. See if you get that buying at 10, 11 a.m. Those really good bullish signs that we've seen for basically the last 4 or 5 weeks. So keep that in mind. We are coming into resistance on a lot of these major indexes. And like I said, we're overbought. All right. The last time we're overbought, we sell off. So now we're getting back to that overbought territory that we really haven't seen since November. And that's on the Dow Jones Industrials. We're also coming into a downtrend resistance line and the 200-day moving average. We had a beautiful move. We had a very nice move off the bottom. We had a great move out of this consolidation, but now there's a chance that we either putter along a little bit or reject a little bit before developing another trading range. This is, really at resistance right here. And that's the Dow Jones, the IWM, like I said before. Another market that is coming into the 200-day moving average. While it's great that it closed just above that on Friday, closed just about above it on Friday, the RSI is just extremely overbought right now on the small caps. They had a beautiful, beautiful rally. But the last time we were this extended, this overbought on the RSI was once again back in November. And what did it do? It sold off. So keep this stuff in mind. It was great to see the break of 190. That was excellent. But now going right into that 200-day. So that's IWM. So we went over all the major indexes. You can obviously see we're coming into resistance. RSI, super overbought. There's an opportunity here, possibly for a lot of investors to put some shorts on. All right, not put pants on, to put the shorts into the market, to start to go short and trade this RSI that's really overbought. So, all right, keep that in mind. Stocks that I have on my watch list. So we already went over XLE, which is very much on my watch list this week. We went over, which one did we go over? Meta. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the XLF. everything is going to be on the daily chart here. What are we coming up to? Resistance. A lot of stocks are coming into resistance. So what was support on the XLF? This is the financial ETF, resistance. All right. We broke out. Now we're coming up to resistance. Right above this, you have the 200-day moving average. All right. So XLF, just know that it had a great run. But again, the RSI, super overbought. I don't want to buy when something is that overbought. And a lot of other investors are going to feel the same way. They're going to want to get a better deal. So, we could see a pullback here on XLF. Apple, very similar setup. Again, guys, RSI, super overbought. Keep this stuff in mind when you're going to, get into this stuff and you're chasing FOMO at this point. Well, where were you when the stock was down here and now it's way up here? All right. Over 30% move here, which is just a massive, massive move. You're in a downtrend line, hitting it right to the penny. You have all-time highs right above. So when we were back here at the end of March, beginning of April, we thought, okay, this is a great move. We're definitely going to retest the highs. Well, we didn't. So here, we're definitely going to retest this spot, right? Maybe, maybe not. So just keep that in mind. Apple is the entire market, and it's very, very overbought right now. So that's Apple. Amazon is the next one. Once again, RSI. You guys are starting to get the point here. This isn't as overbought as the other ones, but it's definitely overbought. We saw a great move, a well-deserved move for Amazon. But now we're having trouble at the 200. We had trouble at the 200 here as well at the end of March, early April, and sold off. Keep this one on watch. It's consolidating, but see which way it's going to break. The break to the upside is going to be tough. And Amazon is a big part of the market. So we're starting to see these huge companies that make up a lot of the movement in the market that are at resistance right now. So Amazon, there you go. Gold, this is one that I really like. This was on our Sunday watch list a couple of weeks ago. We started to see a bottom. And to find the bottom, we were looking at the weekly candles. So right here, this green candle here and this candle here, I had highlighted for a potential reversal in gold. Now, this is Barrick Gold. It's going to obviously follow the prices of gold as well. This one started to reverse. So where is our next area of resistance? 1750. Going back to the daily chart, you have 1750 right with the 50-day moving average. So keep this one on watch. It will get up to 750, but will it pull back? Will it consolidate and break out? That's what we're watching right now. I think this still has room to move. So that's why gold, I'm long on that one. Target is our final stock. This was on our weekly watch list video. It looks like it's setting up a cup with a handle ahead of earnings. We have huge, huge gaps to fill here. Target, a lot of the bad news is already in. If they surprise just a little bit or have a little bit better guidance, this stock is going to rip. So that's why Target is on my watch list. They have earnings this week. So that's it, guys. That was our weekly watch list video. Hit the thumbs up for me, and I'll see you back on the next one. Take care.